Hello everyone. Welcome. It's Thursday. Oop. Found my video very quickly. That's awesome. Let's just see. Okay, everything's in focus. This worked out really well. Okay, let me get my Who's What's It situated. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and share that to my stamping girlfriends because they are all visiting together today. All right, so like I said, I'm Toni Tessler, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. If I can ever help you with anything, let me know. If you hear a saw in the background today, that's because my neighbors are cutting trees. I guess that's what you do when the weather's nice. But whatever, let's get going. So first let's do mail, because I got a couple of good pieces this week, and I'm really excited. So I got this one swap, You're One in a Million. Now I really liked, she's using that quite curvy, oh, sorry, I gotta get my chair closer. She's using the quite curvy set that we could get ahead of time from the Occasions catalog. We could get that back in November and December. So you can barely see, it kind of like blends in that she used the one cut to like make that print. Hi Leslie, good morning. This is a background stamp, and looks like she just took some markers, maybe blends, I'm not sure, and just colored some of the flowers. So I like that. I like that swap. This is from Cindy, who just started stamping recently, and I like this. She cut the background paper and this scallopy part, There's No One Like You, and a cute little message, but then she added a strip of the same paper down the side. So I like that. That's a good card design. Thank you. And Peggy sent me a St. Patrick's Day card, which I always love these, but she finds the most fun washi tape and always dolls up her envelopes with some washi tape. And my luck with washi tape is hit or miss. Sometimes it sticks so well that it like rips the paper when I try to pull it up, and other times it doesn't stick at all. But I appreciate the different patterns that she gets. I love them. And then let's look at her card. Again with these wobblers. I gotta get some of these things. They're so cute. So look, it's like a little plastic thing, like spring. And I'm definitely getting some of these from Amazon. So I like that part. It's just adorable. But we've got the good orange background and all these clovers. Now I think these are like the Nuvo drops or something that you just like squirt a little out and then it dries kind of flattish. I like that. I like that they're in colors. And then her little Happy St. Patrick's Day. I love it. Thank you, Peggy. And then my final piece of mail. So you know, well, you may not know, I get some of these digital files. They're called digis, and it's really just a digital image. And you print them out, and you print them out on watercolor paper or like a thick cardstock, and you color them with different things, and they're just images. You can do different things with them. I like this one lady's company, Ann Corbier Scott Designs. I've gotten a lot of her stuff, and hers it's a PDF file. So you print the whole sheet out, and there's 3 card front pieces to it. There's a Slimline card, a regular A2 card, layer, something that you would just cut out, and then there's a couple of greetings. But apparently, so she was on live, and I don't know when, a couple weeks ago, it was her birthday, and I didn't realize that. I just popped on and said, oh, happy birthday. Well, I got this in the mail. Apparently she had a drawing, and she said, your name was drawn on my birthday party giving. Enjoy the clay holiday pieces from Hay Supply and the Aunt Judy pin, one of her new stickers. So somehow she gets her designs turned into stickers. I guess you can print them like that. I don't know. But that's cool. I like that paisley and then the words around it. And then these are like some little clay. I guess you make shaker cards with these. I'm not really sure how you use these other than a shaker, but I just like winning stuff. And then this pin, I don't know if you can see, but I mean, it's acrylic. It's pretty thick, but it's a bee and like a little honeycomb. Let me bring that in a little closer. That is cute. And she said it was from her Aunt Judy piece, which I'm going to have to go buy that one. A, just because of the name, because that's my mom. But B, I think it's all honey. It's like bee stuff. So I'm going to have fun coloring with that. So I thought that was some fun mail. And I appreciate her. Now I'm going to have to send her a thank you for thanking me. And then this other card, this is just one I made the other day. And I already posted it on my blog. And I think I put it on Facebook too. But I just had like this strip of designer paper left and this piece of Mary Merlot. I had that left over from cutting stuff for the class. And so it turned into this card, and I really like it. It's kind of vintagey looking with this lace and, you know, ripped up the edges and elegant faceted gems. I just love them. And then I just put some vanilla on the inside. So that's our mail for this week. Now let's get to our stamping part. So I called today's live Wings and Things because I'm going to be using Brilliant Wings and the Butterfly Brilliance. So this is called the Butterfly Bouquet set. I'm going to use Happy Thoughts. This greeting is from the holiday catalog or the occasions catalog, whatever, January through June. I really like it. And then I'm going to be using the Dragonfly Garden. So these are our things with wings, and I like these together. So let's get started. Now I actually cut out my die cuts. I just wanted you to show those to you. So let's get this pile of stuff. So our first card, we're going to make a Slimline card. And I cut the papers. I actually used this piece. So when you go through your pack of paper, which these papers are, these are while supplies last. These are not going to be in the new catalog. Okay, but I pulled this pattern out. And since it's got like the pinks, magenta, over to the mint macaron and Bermuda Bay, I wanted to use both those colors. So I cut this one piece in half. Let me get this back in the right spot because that's going to bother me. So for 2 Slimline cards, I decided I'm going to do the opposite. So I cut, this is a Bermuda Bay base and a magenta layer. So what I'm going to do today is the magenta base with a Bermuda layer. And so these are all the same pieces. All right. And actually, I found these envelopes on Amazon. These are called a number 9 size, and they fit my Slimline cards perfectly. So I like to make a Slimline to be 3.5 by 8.5. And this fits perfectly. Now you can still always make your own envelope, and that's cool too. But for something quick, I like to just have some ready-made envelopes. All right, so our pieces. White piece. This I believe is 3 1/4. Yep, 3 1/4 by 8 1/4. This is going to go on our inside. This should be the same. Yep, this is Bermuda Bay, 3 1/4, 8 1/4. Now the 6 by 6. So see how this pairs up? Actually, I cut it this way. That's where it lines up. I took a 6 by 6 piece of paper and just cut it down in half. So this is 3 by 6. All right. Now Slimline, I'm just going to start by, you know what, let me back up. Let me fold this, score it, and get it out of the way. And I'm going to put my white layer on the inside. I really like this Magenta Madness. And this is one of the current in colors, which are not going away. The ones that are going away are the Purple Posy, Terracotta Tile, Seaside Spray, what's the other ones? Pretty Peacock and Rococo Rose. So those are the ones that, if you want re-inkers or anything, get them before the retired list, before they run out. Okay, so that's our base. So for this part, I'm just going to tape this on. Now, since this is only 6 inches long and a slimline, you know, it's longer than that. So let me get this centered. So I could leave this bare like this, you know, if I wanted to. However, I'm not really a fan of that. So I like to add a strip of either tone on tone and emboss it so it gives it some texture. But this time around, I embossed it with I just embossed a white piece with the tin tile folder, and then I'm going to use some sponging and give it some color that way. So see here, it's, you know, the dark bits are the raised parts. Let me just put that out of the way. So let's get going. All right, so I start off a little bit and then just swirl it all over. Now, some people I'm seeing are, when they use this blending brush, they're doing a little, they're tapping it and then swirling it on. I like to just sometimes go in and swirl it. But my other pads that I re-inked just like 2 weeks ago, those are like extra juicy. Those I have to be a little bit more careful. Like if I was to swirl it and swipe it, I mean, I would just get too much ink. So those I may tap, but it's more of a practice thing. But I really like how soft this looks. I've got a cough drop in my mouth, and I think I just spit on the paper. Okay. So this part is going to just get glued right on here. Ink everywhere already. Now I do have the butterflies cut out already because, let me bring that back in. When you stamp this Butterfly Brilliance, it's a background style stamp. So stamp it once, excuse me, and then you would cut it out. So these dies, this one die in particular, that cuts everything out all at once. So I had it, it was easier for me to do my blending while it was still attached, while it was still all one piece, and then I put the die cut on. You could do that after, you know, you could always do it after, but I was just trying to get it like in the middle a little bit. And I like that. And I could use this for a template for something later. But realistically, I'm going to make a whole bunch more of these, so that can go in the trash now. So I colored, to make both the cards, I colored half of the butterflies pink and half of them blue. So I used half on this one, and then I'm going to use the other ones on these. So I wanted like a big one in the middle, and then one down here probably. I mean, I'm just going to use the same setup that I did. Now these other little butterflies, these are cut from the dies. So we've got this little one, this little guy, and this little guy. And I just ran those through with the Bermuda Bay cardstock and Magenta Madness. Now, before I put those on or do anything with them, I want to give them a little sparkle with my Wink of Stella pen. that I had. Oh, it's in my bucket somewhere. I know I put it in here. Yep, here we go. Oh, and I need this ribbon. So I just wanted to color all over them, give them that little bit of shimmer just on these solid ones. I mean, you could do it on these ones too, but I didn't. Now the cool thing about this card, so I wanted to use two ribbons. I wanted to use a white and whatever color was the base color. So in this case it was Bermuda Bay. Well, I don't have any Bermuda Bay ribbon, so let me put those off to the side. Actually, you know what? I can glue this base on now. That'll be one less thing to worry about. All right, scooch that on, and then I'll just hold it here for a minute. But back to the ribbon. I don't have any Bermuda Bay ribbon. So what I did was I took the crinkled ribbon, the white, Whisper White crinkled satin seam binding ribbon, and I ran my Bermuda Bay blends marker on it. Let's see, I think that's good. So I would sit it on a clear block. And of course, everything is like in my way now. Okay, so let me just grab a little piece of this. And so I set it like this. I set it right on a clear block. And I'm just gonna grab a color. This is dark shaded spruce. Okay, same concept. I use the fat end and just go like this. All right, and since this is seam binding, it goes right through to the other side. And then I would just clean that up with a little alcohol that I keep. So actually, let me just cut that off. I can probably tie a knot and do something with that. So that's what you do if you don't have the right color ribbon. You just make your own. All right, and I wanted two different sizes of ribbon. I wanted something thicker and something thinner. So I have this is 1/8 inch wide. This is old. It's retired a couple of years. Sorry, but it comes in handy and I like it. So I'm still going to use those today. So I want the thicker, this is the Magenta Madness, the in color ribbon. And then with this 1/8 wide white. So I'm going to hold them together and tie it in a knot together, and it looks kind of messy, but I want it to look like that. So, and I want the tails kind of long, so I'm gonna start like here. Oops, and I got it in the wrong hand. Whatever hand you are, like I'm right-handed, so it's easier for me to tie ribbons, like to start with my left hand. So I'm just gonna go loop over, wind it around. And I'm not worried about keeping the ribbons nice and flat like I normally would, because I want them to be jumbled up. Okay, so just tightening that. And then I want these pieces separate as best I can. Oh, all right, I'm liking that. I want this white one to come down though. Yeah. All right, and then for now, I'm gonna cut these like really long. But I like that doubling up on the ribbon, like using two different textures and sizes, because I think it just makes it more interesting. One is still good, but I like the look of having two of them, two different ones. Actually, before I put this away, let me wipe my brush off and get that back in the holder. All right, Now, before we actually place anything, I've got to do the greeting. So like I said, we are using the Happy Thoughts set, and I'm going to use, I'm going to keep it the same. I'm going to use Thinking of You with this one. So this time, since I did this in Bermuda, because it's a Bermuda base, with this magenta one, I'm going to stamp it in magenta. So kind of like opposites. And I'm going to just put that right there. And I think I'm finished with the Bermuda. Sorry. It's easier for me to like put stuff away as I go. And clean it. Okay. Now I'm going to use the double oval punch. If you, this is new with the January through June catalog. It is actually on back order right now. And I think it's not due until the end of the month, due back in. So if you don't have this, it's just something you're going to have to wait on. But I only want this top piece. And frankly, I would have liked to have layered it, but it doesn't fit in the bottom one. So we're just going with a onesie. All right, so I'm going to punch that out and put that over. I don't know if I need to save that or not, so we will save it. All right, dimensionals. These dimensionals look different because they are from a paper pumpkin kit. I always save all those glue dots and dimensionals because it seems like they give you so many more than what you really need. So let's put this over here. I am liking all this pink. All right, and then we're going to need more dimensionals for our butterflies. So I put the bigger butterflies on first. Then I added these little guys, and then I put the ribbon on. And yeah, this is a lot of dimensionals, but that's okay. So I am surprised my friend Sue and Gail and Virginia are all together today visiting, and I thought they would be on here to give me a hard time. Hi, Molly. I mean, do you want me to call you Victoria? Your real name? I don't get it. But I'm glad you're here either way. Oh. See, I'm using butterflies and dragonflies today. All right, let me just hold these. So I want the magenta one kind of in the middle. And then this one, oh, you know what? I should have, let me pull this up. I should have stuck the butterfly. Yeah, we are all here. I should have stuck this butterfly down first because it's bigger than the one that I used down here. All right, now I want to hang it over. So it can hang over these edges a little bit. It just can't hang over the side of your card. So I like doing that sometimes. You know how we always say like stamp off the edges? When I pulled this, there we go. You know how we say like stamp off the edges? It's the same thing, you know, same principle. It just draws the eye. Placement. All right, that, I'm going to be happy enough with that. And then I'll put that right there. All right, now these little guys that so I've tarted them up with the Wink of Stella. Oh, and that one I can tell I did it on the wrong side. So let me fix that. You can tell that there's a right or wrong side with these. Let me show you this one. Because you can see, I don't know if it's close enough. Like you can just see an edge on the back side and it looks smoother and like down more on the right side. I really don't know if that's coming up in the picture. But you can tell there is a right and a wrong side. So I colored that on the wrong side. So let me just fix this. Wink of Stella is one of my favorite things. Okay, so are these all? Yep, 5. Now I probably have too many because I really only want, let's see, I used 4 here. Okay, because we still want odd numbers. So I've got 3 now, so I could either add 2 of these or 4. Maybe this time I'll only add 2. Let's do a tinier magenta one. And I'm getting down to the end of this roll of glue dots. So let's put him right there. And then we'll do a bigger Bermuda Bay one. And let's go right here. I'm happy with it. Okay. So now I still want to put the ribbon like kind of in the same spot. And I know it's going to hang on top of that big butterfly, but I'm okay with it. So I doubled up. I did 2 glue dots, and I'm just going to put that right there. Hi, Vicky. Yeah, you didn't, I mean, you missed some show and tell, like some mail I got earlier, and then the start of this card. But yeah, catch it later, whenever you have time. Okay, so now all that's left is to add these opal gems, opal rounds. And I like these because they're sparkly and like cloudy-ish. Not cloudy, I mean, they are clear, but they just like look like glittery rocks, and they go with like every color. So let's put some of these on here, and I'm probably just going to go with the same placement that I did before, or close to it. I like 3. 1, 2, and I'll put 1 up here. So it kind of, it's not my usual style of card, I guess, but I really like it. And I like how, so this all started from 1 piece of 6x6 paper. You know, cut that in half, and then I used opposites. So Bermuda Bay and Magenta Madness. I like it. Oh, you know what? Yeah, that's what I did. I put some of these on the inside. Duh. So let's do these, and then I'll just have that 1 extra. All right, and then I will be finished with this card. And this time, actually, I'm going to put these on the bottom. And I'm just putting 1 little glue dot. Another reason I really like Slimlines is it gives you so much room to write. I mean, not that you have to write like a dissertation or anything in your cards, but, you know, depending on your handwriting, like a bigger card is better. Okay, so I like it. I like the Slimline. And again, I found these envelopes that are the perfect size. They're called number 9 envelopes. I found them on Amazon. So that is that. Oh, thanks, Molly. Next card. I want to make a pile where I can reach them later. Okay. So next, so that one was butterflies. Next we're going to do dragonflies. And I'm using the in color, these Memory and More. It's a card and an envelope together. And these were, I think they're 2 colors each in the pack. So these are the Just Jades. So I'm using both of my Just Jades. And actually, I only have a couple of these left, but that's good because I imagine these are going to go away. Not because these in colors are going away, because they're not. But with every catalog, they change the accessories and the doodads and, you know, things like this. So these in color enamel dots, they may stay. I wouldn't be surprised. Thank you, Nita. I wouldn't be surprised if they discontinue these and the cards. So you get like 10 to a pack because there's 5 in colors. You get 2 each. And I like it. It's a good size. And they're just pre-printed, you know, on both sides. Matching envelope, which we're going to have to stamp some dragonflies on here. So let me just set those off to the side. All right, so just jade base, and I'm covering this part up. You don't have to. I just am. So again, I started with a 6x6 piece of paper. This pattern is from, it's called a flower for every season or something. Hold on, I need a sip of coffee. Okay, so Misty Moonlight, let's start with this layer. I feel like I'm all over the place. This is 5.5 by 3.5. All right, and I picked that because it's going to cover up those white dots. All right, and then I took one 6x6 piece of paper, and I cut it first at 3, and so I took it down 3/16. So this is 3 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/16 by 5 and probably the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/16. All right, and I'm actually going to, I'm not going to tape that down yet. Okay, this piece. So see how I've got this ripped layer at the bottom? This is just the opposite side. I cut this off, so now I'm going to rip it. Now notice, so I always rip towards me, and since this has a white core, we get that white edge on this piece. I don't like the white edge showing for this. So I like this layer. I want to flip it over. And this one, I want it to be the same-ish. That's good enough. So I will use these pieces on something else maybe, because I can just flip it around that way. Sometimes I like that white edge, like if it's snow or like a winter something or other. Most times, not so much. It all depends. That's your personal preference, you know? All right, so I'm going to tape this on. And I'm just taping this at the bottom. And then, actually, I'm going to glue this on. So I'm going to glue this onto my Misty Moonlight. Whoops. And I ran that completely onto my hand. So I like the 3/16 inch border. You know, because it's like right in the middle between a 1/4 and an 1/8. And I didn't quite get that lined up, but it's really sticking. All right, hold on, I gotta rub that glue off my finger. Okay, so now I can glue this onto the card front. And I'm just centering it. All right, and then we're going to put this little wood bit on. So this wood paper is from the new, it's from the Butterfly suite, and it's called Natural Touch Specialty Paper. And actually, let me pull this piece out. I want you to see. It's very like flimsy. Like it's not, it doesn't feel like cardstock at all. It's got a coating, and I don't know if you can tell the different size or the sides. This looks like more like you could stamp on it. This side not. But I like that this has the ridges like hardwood. So the cool thing that I have seen people doing is, you know, this is like a light hardwood. Well, what if you don't want it to all be that light color? I cut some pieces, I punched some pieces out that I'm going to make a different card with. But actually, let me show you on this scrap. So you can take your blends, oops, that I just dropped. Take some of your brown blends And I'm just going to show you, take the fat end and you just back and forth and color it. So you can make different colors of your hardwood, and that's going to dry. So that was mocha. So let's try, I want to try cinnamon cider. Yep, okay, cinnamon cider dark. Oh, nice. So you see how you get different colors of like hardwood. It's awesome. And bronze, let's try that. So bronze is a little lighter still, but I like it. So you can, you know, you can change the color of your hardwood, and it picks up the grooves. Like the alcohol marker, it just shows those grooves a little bit. So that's neat. So I am going to post a card this week. Where did I put those pieces? So this was my idea, to color 2 of these and then like have it, let's just look at this. Have like a group of 3 of these like off to the side or off to this side. Like I'll have another one here and have these like different color wood, and something like maybe for Father's Day or a masculine card. So that's my plan, is to color it. I really like this. I like the cinnamon and the mocha. All right. So for now though, I'm just going to glue this on. But I really think coloring it is a cool idea. And you could even color it like pink or whatever. Like whatever you want. I just think it's neat that it picks up the, you know, the wood grain. All right, so this part, we've got that. Let's stamp some dragonflies. All right, so I've got a scrap of white. And I'm actually gonna just chop this up because I don't want this whole thing. Now this is a cling mount set. So it comes with the 2 dragonflies, and then this cluster of them, and this little bit. So you would think this only matches, see how like it goes up? You would think it only matches one set of wings, one side. That's not the case. It really does go for both. So let's just start here. So I've got the one. I wanted to show you with this one. So I still go back and trim my stamps, because even though they come somewhat trimmed down, sometimes they're just off, and that's just, it's not just Stampin' Up. Like I've seen it with other stamp companies I get. It's just the mold is off or something. But if I were to use my stickers, I would put the sticker on and then I would still want to trim this, and then it would be really off. So I don't use the stickers a lot anyway. I use them on like small ones. Like this one, because I wouldn't want that stamp to escape. But everything else like that really has enough to grab on. I don't put the stickers on everything. But let me just show you, I still trim these. All right. And because I like to get it as close to the image as possible. I do have to pay attention that I don't undercut things, because sometimes I do. And I mean, it's not the end of the world, but now these scissors, if you are wondering, they're not Stampin' Up. These are Tim Holtz Tonic scissors, and I love them. I love this sharp, pointy edge that really gets in nooks and crannies. And I just clean them up with alcohol every so often. I've had these for several years. I actually got them at a crop when I used to be able to go to Pennsylvania with a group that I went with. And this was one of our like table prizes, like when we got there, part of our goodies. And I'm so thankful because I love them. I'd seen them for years, but never had any. So anyway, pointy, nice. I clean them up with alcohol. But now this is all trimmed up and I'm going to use it. So don't be afraid to trim up your stamps if you want to. Because if you don't, the risk is like anytime you have something hanging over there, you could get ink on it. And that's just our nature, is to like, you know, like press down, maybe not so evenly. And if I still had all that extra rubber over here, I would get a line. And if I was doing something that I wasn't going to punch the butterfly out, then that ink line would be disappointing. So, all right. So I'm going to use the 2 different butterflies. I just used the same one on these. So this time we're going to use both. And I'm using Bumblebee and Magenta. But let me do my ink first, the black one. I'm going to use Catherine Pooler's Midnight ink because I like it. This dries fast enough. It doesn't take as long to dry as the VersaFine Onyx that I like. All right, so put those there. So it is quick drying. On rubber stamps, it cleans right off. Okay, so I like that. I do need a little bit more cleaner. Oh, and we are 40 minutes in. I didn't think I was talking that much. Let's do this one. So it cleans, like I'm saying, it cleans right off the rubber stamps. It is not that nice on photopolymer stamps. So if you use this ink on photopolymer stamps, they'll never be clear. They're always like, they have that black stain, which I don't like. So I use a different ink on my photopolymer stamps. But this one I really like. It's multi-purpose. Like you can watercolor with it. All that. All right, so we've got our butterflies. Now let's add our wing piece. So see, it does curve up a little, and you would think, oh, that's only going to work on this side. Not the case. All right, my microphone cord is kind of like in my way. Okay, better. So Magenta Madness. So, and it's just meant to like get in the general area. So see how it hangs over a little bit? That's fine. So now we just upside down and kind of get in the same area. So it works out. It's not meant to be a perfectly inside the lines complete coverage. It's just like sketchy. In a good way, sketchy. Not. Alright, so then we'll go with the Bumblebee. And again, then we flip it over. Now, I just noticed that I didn't use this Dragonfly before. I didn't realize the body was not colored. So actually, I'm just going to use this to color it. Nice. All right. Let me just put these away. And I'm not finished with that. But now I can go in with my butterfly punch. So the butterfly punch, it's got this little one. This does punch out some of the little pieces from the garden, Dragonfly Garden, or Garden Impressions. I forget what that paper pack is called. The one, Garden Dandy or something. The one that matches the butterfly. I mean the Dragonfly. Too many flies. I can't keep them straight. So that little one does punch out some of those papers. There's no stamp per se for it. But mostly I've been using it to punch out just like a solid color of cardstock right now. I haven't really dug into those papers yet. Alright. So I can save these. Or I know there's plenty more where those came from. So they can go right in the trash. It's not going to hurt my feelings. Alright, so we've got our wingy thingies. Oh wait, look, I did need one of those little ones. So I wanted to add a Misty Moonlight. And just because that's like all the colors, all the colors in these papers are mostly the in colors. We've got the Bumblebee, the Magenta, the Misty Moonlight, the Just Jade, that little brown, that's Cinnamon Cider. And I think this is probably Poppy or something. That's not an in color, but we'll allow it. All right, so I'm going to use the same, this little piece just to get some color on that one little dragonfly. And that's good enough. And actually, I want to stamp the greeting on this same scrap. So we're going to use thank you. And again, same step, stamp set. Tricking myself. All right. And I'm just going to put it down near the edge, and I'm going to hand cut that off. Okay. Let me clean this. Put that over there. Yeah, I have been hand cutting a lot more stuff lately, and I can tell I didn't quite stamp that perfectly straight. So I'm going to try and fix that. All right, so that way. And there we go. And I'm okay with that. I realize it may not be perfect, but it's actually good enough. So I'm going to use a little bit of glue. Now I realize when I place this ribbon, it's kind of like covering up my thank you. So I'll just have to think of place that ribbon more strategically this time. All right, so I've got my 3 little dragonflies. This guy's just going to get a glue dot, but I want dimensionals behind these other ones. And I'm going to use all my these long pieces. And then I'm going to add glue just to his tail, so it'll be like his body will be puffed up, but then the tail will be secured. And I'm just going to go in the same, actually I'll do it opposites. I'll put pinky down here. I'm just going to hold that glue down there for a minute. And while I'm doing this, I can tell you what I forgot to tell you, the announcements after. I like to do a card and then an announcement and the card and announcement, so I forgot all that. Right now, so my friend Gail and I are doing a big spring 2021 mega camp. And what that is 3 classes. So we're using 3 different sets. 3 classes, 6 projects each. Hey, Diane. There's also an optional class using the True Love papers to make another 12 cards. But I will put the link to that in the description of this video. Hi, Patricia. I'll put that link when I'm finished this. I'll edit and add that link. But we are trying to get people to sign up, fill out their registration this week so we can get invoices out, because our RSVP date is Sunday. And we were trying to, get all that handled like soon. Today, tomorrow, Saturday. I just don't want to wait till the last minute. All right, so let's put this here, and then I'm going to hold this glue down. Now this seems like a lot of dark ink, and that is a Bumblebee, but it's just because I put so much and it's wet. Once it dries, it'll be the same color. It does look a little dark. But anyway, spring mega camp. I will add the registration link. At least just go look at it and fill that out. And it's going to be fun. We're doing it on a Facebook group. So we'll be doing live videos. You don't have to be there. Like if you're busy on April 18th, that's when the class is. You're going to have 2 months that you can go back and watch the videos. And you're also going to have PDFs. So if you're a person that doesn't like to watch videos anyway, You'll get the PDFs. You'll be fine. You'll have, you know, you can go either way. Watch it or read it. But you don't have to be there live. Watching live just is, it gives you the chance to ask questions, you know, while we're doing it. Because the way we're going to run it is, we're going to take turns demonstrating different projects, different suites. So, like when I'm demonstrating, Gail's going to be online to answer any questions. And then when she's demonstrating, I'll be online to answer any questions. So, I'm looking forward to it. It's something new we're trying, and we're excited about it. All right, let's get this mini glue dot on here. And let's put him, oop, that's hanging off a little bit. Put him right there. What do I need? Oh, I need ribbon. I need to tie. You know what? Maybe I'm going to tie just a little knot this time, not a bow. Let's do that. So just a knot real quick, and then cut that off. Oh, thanks for checking in with me today, Di. I appreciate it. I was glad I could check in with you yesterday. All right. Okay, I am liking this better. I mean, I like the bow too, but this doesn't cover up my words. And I like, this is the freebie for this month, this Misty Moonlight ribbon, when you use the Hostess code. I like it because it kind of reminds me of like blue jeans, like as a neutral. All right, do I need these? No, I need to add my enamel dots. And I may have gone overboard with these, but who cares? But I will just add maybe one. And then we've got the Bumblebee. And then the Misty Moonlight. So with these dots I have found, I have to like try to pop it off a little and then get my little scraper under there to pull it off. I find that if I'm just digging straight on it, sometimes I will like shear the thing right off. But I do like them. Okay. So I think that's it for this one. Yeah, can't tell if it's in screen still this way. I think it is. So I am liking this better with the knot. So let me hear, do you like the bow or the knot better? Because everything else is pretty much the same. Bow or knot? I'm saying I like the knot better. It is more fun that way, Diane. Oh, and since Diane reminded me, I'm probably going to have my next crafty Zoom, and that's a free event, is going to be in March. Oh, Diane, what date did we say? I was thinking the 21st, so it'll be the one after that. So maybe the 28th, I think. It's like the last Sunday in March. And it's usually will go between 1 and 3, 1 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern time. So, and I do that in case there's people on the West Coast that want to go, because my friend Rose will sometimes pop in. So I don't want to make anybody have to get up super early. So I'll be getting the info out about that. But actually, let me just write that down. Crafty Zoom. And that's just, we just get together on Zoom and work on whatever we want. March 28th. Okay. And I would just need an email so that I can send out the Zoom invite. All right, so that's card number 2. Trying to look at my list. Oh, retirement list is coming out on March 24th. So once that retirement list comes out, that's when, you know, stuff like in color things start flying off the shelves. So once I put that out, if there's anything you want, like, I just wouldn't wait too long, because it seems like stuff is while supplies last, and the in color things, they really go quickly. All right, third card. On this one, I wanted to use both the butterflies and the dragonflies together. And again, I'm still using this, the Butterfly Bijou 6x6 paper. Like, there's so many good patterns. And this paper again is while supplies last. But it seems like everyone has butterflies on the front, and then there's some kind of like pattern or watercolor business on the back. I really like those. And that pattern I really like. So this is the back side of one. And this is called a mini slimline card. People make these different sizes, but I found, again, when I was on Amazon, I found envelopes. These are actually, they're called coin envelopes. And they are, I think, 6.5. Yep, 6.5 by 3.5. So I made my mini slimline card. Let me find, I want a darker color. Let's do green. Mini slimline. Oh, that's not dark. Hopefully you guys can still read this. Mini slimline card. I made it 3.25 by 6.25, just so it would fit in that envelope. Yep, 3. And I've seen people make them 3 by 6, and that would fit in this envelope too. I was just trying to make the biggest card that I could that would fit in this envelope. And I think these are cool. So they're called coin envelopes. And that's, it looks like they're lick, but I'm just going to run tape on that. And then I stamped some of the dragonflies. So I like this size too, and it is mailable. I checked the USPS site, and the minimum, the smallest thing that you can mail is 3.5 by 5. So, and that's the size of our note cards and envelopes. So this definitely mailable. All right, so let's start. I've got the colors in this particular pattern are So Saffron and Calypso Coral. So that's what I've got here. And again, I pre-cut the butterflies because, you know, when you stamp them and die cut them, you cut them all out at once. So this was, I stamped So Saffron ink on So Saffron paper, and that is tone on tone, which I am a fan of. I love that. All right, let's get all our pieces. Oh, and I didn't score this, so let me bring in my scoring thing. So I actually had to cut this, since our card is 3.25 by 6.25, I had to cut it twice this, so that's 6.5 by 6.25. So that can get a little tricky. You just have to pay attention. So I'm going to score it on the 6.5 side at 3.25. And I just happen to put that right up there. But you would just double check. So see, 6.25, that's no good. We want the 6.5 side, and half of that is 3.25. So I like to give it just a couple of scores. And then we will fold this. So again, this is Calypso Coral. I've got all these little scraps. Now for this one, I wanted a tone-on-tone layer. So I go, and actually I use the So Saffron on the inside. So I'll put this off. So this is just 3 by 6. Yep, so this layer 3 by 6. Then this one, this was one piece of designer paper, 6 by 6, and then I cut it down. So this I just cut down an 1/8. So 5 7/8 by 2 7/8. And I am going to do a little stamping on this. This time, on this one, I stamped in So Saffron, and that doesn't show up a whole bunch. So this time I'm going to stamp it in the Calypso Coral, and then we'll get to see. I think I'm going to like that better. All right, so where is So I've got this. This is like the flowers and weeds or whatever. So I'm just going to stamp over here in the corner. Oh yeah, I'm liking that already. It just shows up more. I just want to keep this on my paper. That is really nice and dark. Oh yeah, you know what? Duh. It's because I re-inked my pads a couple weeks ago. I keep forgetting that. Alright, and then I want to do the same stamping on the inside. So I'm just doing it. Ooh, yeah. I mean, that makes it look like red on there. It's like a lot darker orange. Calypso coral. That is it. Alright, and then we'll take these, the little bunch of dragonflies, and I just added a couple of them like here and over here and down here, even though most of that's going to get covered up. On the inside, I just want to add a little bit there and then maybe there, because I still want to leave some room to write, you know. I don't want to cover all the good bits up. Alright, so I'm not going to need So Saffron because I already stamped and die cut my butterflies. I am still going to need the Calypso. Alright, trying to get everything situated. Alright, so let's tape this on. Tape, tape, tape. And see how that layer, the back of that is that pretty rainbow butterflies. Like, it's a trick. Every piece of paper, it's just got too many good choices. All right, and this I'm going to glue on, but first I want to put ribbon. Now again, if you don't have Calypso coral ribbon, you can make your own with some blends. But I still have some of this from years ago. Well, maybe 2 years ago. I'm running down to the end. But this is just a Calypso coral satin ribbon. So I'm going to keep using it. And I like to staple stuff down. So I'm just going to give it one there and then pull it and down here. And then I know I'm going to put my greeting right there, so I'm just going to give it another little one right there, just for good measure. Alright, now this is extra. I don't want to use that. And that's probably too big. Maybe. I think it's going to be too big. I think I'll use that on something else. So we'll use these, and I need a Calypso coral dragonfly. So let's use this. No, let's use that other one. Nope, it's this one. Make up your mind, Toni. Jeez. There's 2 dragonflies to choose from. Alright, so let's just stamp that. And again, I'm going to punch him with the dragonfly punch. Okay. And actually, I do want 2 little... I thought I had 2 little ones punched. No worries. Alright, so I want 1 in the Calypso coral, and then I want 1 in the So Saffron. And that is just so I have an odd number of flying things. Alright, I feel like I'm a mess. Let's glue this on the inside. Of our card base. Yeah, I am liking this with the Calypso coral ink because it really does stand out more. Let's look at it again in here. So see, this is more, you know, blends in more, and you could just write over top of it even if you wanted to, but I like how this stands out more. Less room to write. but I would get over that. All right, and then this is going to get glued on. And then I'm gluing this. Normally I would pop dot it, or, you know, dimensional, but I've already got so much dimensionals, you know, I'm going to with the butterflies and the dragonfly. So I want it to actually still fit in the envelope. So I'm going to glue this and hold it down and move all these things out of my way. I gotta get some more glue, like under where the staples are. All right, let me just hold that down for a minute and I can have a sip of coffee. How about that? Okay. Now I need a scrap of white, and I am going to do Happy Birthday again, and I do like it. I'm going to do it in the black, so let's just stamp that. And again, I'm going to go with my Catherine Pooler Midnight, and it's very juicy because I've re-inked it recently. And I do want to clean that off. Ooh. Oh, you know what it is? My bracelet keeps catching my cord, my microphone cord. Jeez. All right, that's clean. Now let's punch this out with the story label punch. So flip it over upside down. Let's punch it out. Now this time I'm not going to use the same gems. Let me see. Let me pop this up. So in here I use the clear and frosted gems, which I really love. But on this one I'm going to use black, the black matte dots, which I don't think they're available still. I would have to double check that to see if they're back ordered still or not. But I want to see how it looks. I think I'm going to like it better since I'm using the black words. I think the black dots will be a good tie-in. You know. All right, let's flip these over and let's use this strip right here. That's going to work out. Always use all your bits and pieces. And here, here. And let's do one there and one there. All right, and then I'm going to glue dot the rest of those little buggers. Okay, so I did put the greeting first so I can like build around that. Let's put that right there. And then our bigger butterfly. If I can get these little paper bits off. So I'm going to put that right there. And I'm not worried about covering up the staples on the ends because, I mean, I used them because I like the staples. That little one I just wanted to cover up just cause. All right, now I want these guys to overlap some. And frankly, there's not the same amount of space on these cards. Like you can really tell going from a slimline to something like this, like it's a lot different. All right, and then I want glue dots for this. And I'm just going to put them in the same area generally, like there, and then one down here. And the reason I wanted one down here was because there was so much white space underneath that happy birthday. Okay, and then we'll go with, I should have had my black dots out. These are the black matte dots. So we'll do, let's see, like a big one over here, and let's do another big one. And then a little one. Boop. So you kind of have like a triangle in groups of 3. So yeah, I think I am liking it better with the black because it really does tie in more with the words there. Both ways are good, and it's always dependent on, I mean, what do you have in your stash anyway, you know? All right, let me put a few of these things away, get them out of my area, and then I'll bring in the other, everything back so we can have a final look. So, and again, stamp your envelope. Coin envelope from Amazon. And actually, let's just double check. Yep. It fits, but it is, since I had so much stuff on there, this doesn't feel like it's going to be overweight. I'm going to double check. But if I had put another layer of dimensionals between these layers, it wouldn't have gone. It would have been too much. All right. Oh, other announcement is, let's bring these back. So we've got these ones. Catalogs. So I can order catalogs April 1st. If you have placed an order with me in the last 6 months, I'm going to send you a catalog. But I am not dealing with Stampin' Up! Again, and the shipping, it was a whole debacle with the holiday catalogs, like with getting these occasion catalogs and even the celebration catalogs, because they use the bulk shipping, which takes 3 weeks anyway, but so many people never got them, you know. I mean, it's the whole postal system is backlogged. But then there's no tracking, so I can't even find where your catalog is. So I'm going to ship everybody's out. So I'm going to order the catalogs from Stampin' Up, you know, get a couple boxes, and then I'll have to ship them out priority because they're so heavy. So if you've placed an order since in the past 6 months, so that goes back to November 1st, then I'm going to send you a catalog. No problem. If you have not placed an order and you want one, if you don't already have another demonstrator or for whatever reason, I'll just ask you to pay the shipping, which is, I think, $7.55 now for it'll fit in the priority flat rate envelope. I'll have to double check, but I'll get that information out. But so April 1st, that's when I'm going to order my catalogs, and however long, you know, it'll take me 2 weeks to get them. And then I'll be able to pack them up and get them back out. Other thing for April 1st is that's the RSVP date for bingo. So my next bingo, it's going to be all new catalog prizes. That is going to be Sunday, May 2nd at 1 o'clock. The RSVP date is a month ahead. That's April 1st. Again, because of the shipping and mailing packages. So last time I gave myself 2 weeks to mail everybody's packets out, and 2 people didn't get them in time. So I had to, like, you know, run around like a crazy person to figure something out. So this time I'm going to give myself another week, or I'm going to give the postal system another week. So that's why I'm making it so early. But bingo, I've got an event on my Facebook page. All the details are there. Check that out. But these are our wings and things for today. We've got our Slimlines, our Memories and More cards, Dragonflies, and then we've got our mini Slimline. And I can't think of anything else. So I think that's it for today. Thanks for being here, and I will catch you next week. Actually, next week I had written it down. Oh yeah, here's my other notes that are hiding. Next week's I'm going to be doing stuff with the hydrangeas. So tune in for that. And have a good weekend. I will catch you later. Thanks.